Live from America's heartland, this is the Daily Truth Report with your host, Noah Christopher.
Welcome to the Daily Truth Report. We are back today with one of our favorite guests, Bo Polney. The crypto markets are on fire just when he said they would turn around. One of the reasons we wanted to have you on is, and I know people who are listening to this interview probably follow it, but the crypto market has suddenly turned. It was down in the 30,000s for Bitcoin. And you sent out a newsletter. We're going to talk about that in just a minute, but you sent out a newsletter back in January saying, watch out for February 4th, because that is right when things are going to turn around. And sure enough, it was to the day. It was incredible. So we've got a slide to talk about that. And you have, if I have this right, dating back to July of 2021, there have been 12 major turns in the market. And through your newsletter, you've had 11 of them correct to within 24 hours. Very incredible. That's why we like to have you on. And I think we've got another one of those turns happening in the moment. So we're going to talk about that in a second. It's a big compliment. I want to spend a few minutes on cryptocurrencies because last time we had you on, you said we were getting ready for that turning point. You said, watch February 4th. And boy, you hit it just perfectly. I want to talk about that for a second. And I think you have in here, you can tell me what slide. I think you have a sneak peek from your newsletter that we're going to show people. Yeah, so this is a snapshot of your report from January 24th. So that was right after we talked last time. And you gave us a little tease during the show that February was going to have some exciting things. And then in your report, and I get these every time you release them, I'm one of your subscribers and I love getting them. And so I can verify that I read this when it came out. And by the way, if you sign up for Bo's newsletter, all of the old reports are on there. So you don't have to take my word for it or take Bo's word for it. You can go in and read. As soon as you sign up, you can go read all the historical ones and go back and track through all 11 and 12 of those turns and see how Bo nailed those. But you'll see this one in there. He's blacked out a little bit of it because that's still to come, and that's still for his subscribers. We want to be fair to those people. But I want to just read this, and then Bo, I'll let you talk about it. But this was January 24th, and back then Bitcoin was on a trend down. It had been up in the 60s, and it was down in the 50s and 40s, and then even got down into the 30,000s. And here's what you wrote: detailed Bitcoin update this morning. So that's January 24th. This morning completes the final drop or washout, and it ends the mini bear that began back in November of 2021. Then you say the bull market resumes today, 124, ended tomorrow, with the first strong vertical spike beginning on or about February 4th or 5th. And I'll tell you what, Bo, I watched that, and sure enough, as soon as we hit February 4th, and this is all historic, you can go back and look at the charts, and I think we've got a chart down here, but it started moving on February 4th. And I think it was right before I was going to bed, and I looked at the prices one more time, and they were moving. And so you just nailed that one. And then this is the part you've blacked out because it's only for subscribers, but it says historic vertical price explosions for Bitcoin and the alternate coins then begin after that. And you've blacked out the exact date, but we're after that date right now. Today's February 8th, and there is some really exciting stuff happening. Here's that chart. I'll let you walk us through this chart down here. You can tell us kind of that shows what you were writing about up above. Go ahead and tell us what we're looking at there.
Right. So what you're looking at on page 56 is actually what the slide presentation that people get within our newsletter. But as I said, our newsletter is very simple. The chart at the very top is present day. The chart at the bottom is the historic cycle. So what it's showing is that points A, B, C, D, and E in red are complete. And you can actually see, Noah, it's to the day.
And and if we scroll back up, that's what you said. You said the bull market resumes today, 124. And
right,
there's
and that's
124. That's E right there. Look at that, the very bottom.
Yeah, it's to the exact day. And so we knew that. Why? Because history plays itself. So all we knew was that the pattern was saying, the private historic cycle was telling us point E was the 24th. And you can see that on the charts. If you can go look at price of Bitcoin, it went lower on the 24th. and then it came back up. And then that started the bull market. However, it's been hidden. So it's just been going sideways. It had a little pullback. We had 0.1 even. We even knew 0.1 and then turned down. It came back into 0.2. And that was February 3rd. We knew that was going to happen. And then February 4th into February 5th, boom, straight vertical. On the 4th, it jumped exactly as expected. And so the bull market has resumed. So 0.1 and 0.2 are now complete. And so what's happening is now we're heading up. Bitcoin's heading up, an explosion's coming. We have the explosion time point, just like we have these time points. There's a 0.3, there's a 0.4, and then there's a 0.5. 0.5, you got to be very careful of, because 0.5 is going to be a very powerful explosion that's followed by a very bad crash. Okay, so getting into very hectic times here because we're heading into an explosion and then a big crash. You know, we do have those. There is cycle time points. So when the top comes in, when the crash comes in, all of that's, you know, for subscribers. But the point being is that Bitcoin is predictable. Okay, we've been doing these patterns for a long time. All of last year, we had a huge success rate. Since July is one example, we had 11 of 12 turns. We had the high for November. We were expecting Bitcoin, subscribers know this, we were expecting Bitcoin to turn up in the first week of December. Instead of the cycle, because remember, we're an expanding universe. So the cycle, rather than turning up the second week of December as we expected, it continued to go downwards. And so in an expanding universe, a cycle, if it's going to add time, it's going to add at the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new. And so it added 6 weeks into the pattern from December into January, and then the pattern restarted itself on precisely the 24th of January. But we knew that was point E. And so now the bull market has resumed, and very exciting times are coming, Noah.
Yeah, I'm so glad you put these two slides in your show, because, you know, I never want to give away too much information because I want to respect your paid subscribers, but it's fun to show when you hit something so perfectly to the dates like January 24th and then all the way up to February 4th and 5th. And then to see it visually, because I'm kind of a visual learner, to see that is really neat to see that. So anyway, so now let's talk about what's coming. So I know you can't give too much detail, but we think some really exciting moves are coming. You said probably a really big move to the upside, followed by a big down spikes. And I always love saying this first, because I've heard you say it so many times, that if you want to learn more, that's great. We've got an opportunity for you right here with your newsletter subscription. But if you're not a trader, or if you're just happy buying and holding, that's fine too. So I love how you don't ever pressure anybody to get this. But if people are excited and want to read it, and I really enjoy it, here's your slide. Go to slide 108, and you can get Bo's exclusive newsletter. He's going to give it to you for 50% off. He's got a code on there. You go to the link. It's gold2020forecast.com, and you go to that link. You're going to put in the code WLT49. It's going to cut your price in half, give you a great trial period there. And like I said, once you get in there, you can go in and read all the historical reports and just see how they've turned out, because they've been pretty incredible. So I would encourage you, if you're into that, great. If you're not, then just download the free slides and enjoy Bo's presentation, because it's really got some great stuff in here. Bo, I was wondering if you could, I don't want to put you on the spot, but one of the most exciting coins actually the past couple of days has been XRP. And I know that's a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, but it is in your chart there. It is one of the coins that you cover. You've got it right in the center of your screen. That thing went up like 25% in the last day. Again, I don't want to give away what you say in the report, but any sneak peeks for the XRP army out there? Anything you want to say about future of XRP? Should they buy it, sell it? Anything you can give those people, because they're pretty excited right now.
XRP is considered an alternate coin relative to Bitcoin, and we also cover a lot of other coins within our report. I think we covered 12 coins in the report. XRP is one of the coins I have. I have a small position of it. Why? Because it's a tradable coin. It's going to spike and it's going to explode. After the spike and the explosion, it's going to come back down again too. So you got to be able to manage that. Nothing negative about XRP. It's going to do very well. It's going to jump, and so are the other coins. See, what you have to understand is, when Bitcoin was going down, Noah, you know this happened. All the other altcoins went down. They all go together. So Bitcoin's like the granddaddy that leads the train, and whatever the Bitcoin does, all the other coins do. So now all the other coins are starting to gain strength. Why? Because Bitcoin's gaining strength. What's exciting is not only the XRP, but the other coins. There's other coins you cover in the report. And some are going to drop one, probably 2 zeros. So we have 1 or 2 coins in my report that are expected to do this. It's really exciting because what's coming is a very powerful move for Bitcoin. But that's not the exciting part. As Bitcoin explodes, the alternate coins are going to multiply what Bitcoin does. So they're going to multiply the explosion factor of Bitcoin to the upside. So very exciting times coming for the alternate coins. So we've had altcoin season coming, and it's going to be awesome because Bitcoin has embarked on a bull market, which means the altcoins are very soon to outperform any moves Bitcoin's going to do.
Yeah, I love the sound of altcoin season coming soon. That's great.
We've talked about this before, page 54. See, Bitcoin is going to be the new digital money, right? So that's the new money system that people will be using digitally. And gold and silver are going to be the real money going into the future, because that is a true and the only true representation of wealth, because it has no counterparty risk, versus blockchain ultimately is still determined and dependent on the internet. So, but for years forward, there's still a very good opportunity here for Bitcoin, because it's going to move up and the wealth transfer is coming. And let me tell you, a part of the wealth transfer, it's crystal clear. It's going to be gold, particularly silver, and cryptocurrencies. Those 3 items are going to be huge in the future and very near future here, particularly what we've been talking about in terms of the time window, just because of the amount of money that has been created. When I mean money, I mean fiat money that's been created in the world. That is going to find its way into cryptocurrencies. Now, why did Bitcoin jump and turn vertical on February 4th? No, do you know why it did that February 4th?
No.
Because the day before, Facebook lost $250 billion.
Yes.
So that was the triggering event for Bitcoin to turn.
Wow.
Because people are starting to get a little bit nervous that a company as large as Facebook could in 1 hour lose $250 billion.
And you've got on your screen here, we're looking at slide 54, $100,000 Bitcoin is still incoming.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm not even worried about that. It's coming. It's not, but remember, because we had the time expansion, so it just pushed it forward. Time expanded. So if people are looking for the time windows that are predictable, okay, we offer those. We have those in our Bitcoin index. The point being is cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, are all going up. If you want patterns and cycles, you can get our subscription. You can use that code and it gives you 50% off. Test it out for 2 weeks. The point being is that our world's about to change. Have you prepared? Do you have gold and silver? Do you know who Jesus Christ is? All of these things are so important, because God the Father is in complete control of what's about to happen. But what's coming is the hand of God. And what I mean by that is God is going to shake the earth. And I would suspect, highly likely, April into May, we're going to see something truly biblical.
Bo, before you go, real quick, I want to go back to one thing you just said, because I don't want to lose sight of it. You were talking about some of the coins you cover, and you were talking about some of them, and people may not have understood what you said, but you said some of them might drop a couple zeros. And so what you're talking about is there are a couple coins that are actually not shown on this page. You've started covering them recently, I noticed in the report. So they're not on there. They're not on the graphic, but they're in your report. And if you feel like you missed the boat on Bitcoin, it's nice to buy it at 44,000 and go up to 100,000. It's a great gain, but it's not multiple magnitudes or multiplication factors. But some of these, if you feel like you missed that, some of these that you cover are still trading at 5 cents, 10 cents, and then some of them are 0.000
Actually, yeah. So just to clarify what I was saying, so glad you brought that up. When it drops 2 zeros, so when it drops 1 0, that's a 10x move. So so it multiplied by 10. Now, if it drops 2 zeros, that's a 100x move, 100-time move. So if you bought something for $1, it becomes worth $100. So that would be called that's a 100x move. So that's kind of what it means by dropping zeros.
I didn't want people to miss that because that is really exciting. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you look at the cycles and you're saying, hey, there's a high probability of these cycles playing out. And if they do, then you might drop a couple zeros, and that is a big, big deal. So I want to tell people it's not on the screen right there, but if you want to get the report, it is covered in the report. I'm glad you're covering that one. It's a fun one to cover. And then I got to ask you one last question for the XRP army out there. XRP all-time high price, 384, I believe, set back in 2017. Do your cycles show that we get a new all-time high in the future, or is that it?
Oh, no. Everything's going to make new all-time highs, including Ripple.
All right. There you go. You heard that. You heard a couple other really exciting ones, and there's much more in the report if you want to see it. If you don't, I want to take you down one last time before we let Bo go. We would take you down to this last page. Get that QR code, scan your phone right at it, take a picture of it, and it's going to give you these slides for free. You can also look underneath the video. I'm going to put the link to both slides under the video. I'm going to put the link to our last interview because I really want you to see all the stuff we talked about Daniel and things happening suddenly in a day. That's in there, and we cover those slides. So I want you to hear Bo talking about those. And Bo, I'm gonna shut this down now. People, pause the presentation, take a photo of that QR code, and I'm going to stop sharing. I want to bring you back on here, Bo, so we can see you better. I always love to let you have the last word and leave people with a word of hope or a word of encouragement. So turn it over to you. Go ahead and wrap it up and tell everybody what's the main takeaway that they should wrap up with tonight.
So again, thank you for having me here. All I can finish with is this. The year 22 will go down in history. So at the end of the year, we're going to look back at this year. But this year, 2022, will go back in history as the great. It'll be the great exposure, the great removal, the great fall, the great judgment, the great overturning, the great death, the great exodus, the great birth, and the great wealth transfer. So in closing, God is in complete control. He knew what they were going to do. So fear not, because fear is of the devil. Fear not. God the Father and his Son, Jesus Christ, are in complete control. When the world shakes and rumbles, fall to your knees and thank God for saving America, and Trump follows.
That's why we have Bo on. What a wonderful message. Love to hear that. Love you putting that out there, Bo. Thank you so much. We'll have you back on soon. We're gonna watch for some of these dates, and we'll have you back on, and we'll look forward to it.
Noah, thank you again. God bless you and your family.